everyone, and welcome back to Cowabunga Corner Reviews. In this episode, we are talking about the Mutation Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Playmates Toys. And this is a set that actually brings back a lot of nostalgia for me, because I remember back when the original Mutation Turtle toys came out. I was so excited because we had toys that we can actually turn from the Ninja Turtles down into normal turtles. They were a bit large and a little awkward at times, but it was still something extremely fun to play with. And then they came out with the giant ones, which I really loved. I had to get all 4 of those. And then they even came out with them for 4Kids series. And now we got them for the Nickelodeon series. First thing I want to point out with these is that the back of the boxes on each of the turtles is identical. Anyone who knows me knows I like a little variety to the back of my boxes. I like it to show that they're actually putting thought into the packaging as well. That means that the little right up here at the top is identical. They don't even switch the turtle. This is Mikey, and it shows Leo mutating on the back. And that's one of my small pet peeves with packaging for toys. Mutated from ooze and raised in the ways of ninjutsu by their rat sensei Splinter, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are ready to venture outside their sewer lair to fight evil everywhere. And then down at the bottom they have the origin story. During an altercation with an alien race called the Krang, a mysterious cylinder of mutagenic ooze strikes ninjutsu master Hamato Yoshi and his 4 baby pet turtles. Hamato instantly mutates into a mutant rat and retreats with his mutant turtles to the New York sewers. Named after Renaissance masters and trained in the ways of ninjutsu by their rat sensei Splinter, these 4 brothers fight evil in whatever form it takes. They are Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo. Turtle power. And it shows all 4 turtles are the mutating characters. I'm hoping that this line does good, because wouldn't it be awesome to have a dog pound that mutates into Chris Bradford? And of course we could have a Zebra or Fish Face, or the new Bebop and Rocksteady mutations. So if you support this line, if its sales are good, maybe they'll consider some very cool characters to come out. Let's break into Michelangelo here and watch him mutate. Mikey is, of course, still my favorite, voiced by Greg Cipes in this series. And we have watched him grow quite a bit. I personally love it every time he enters Dimension X, because he is the master of Dimension X out of his brothers, and I think that is fantastic. One thing I like to point out with the front of the box, at least those are personalized, the front of the packaging does show Michelangelo on the cardboard. It's just the back that's printed all the same. They do change the front printing. And my arch nemesis, the twist ties, are on this packaging. Mikey has 3 twist ties. Here's his cardboard. It shows, of course, him as a normal turtle, mutating, and then him as a ninja turtle. And it has Michelangelo, pet turtle to ninja turtle. The direction sheet, which shows us how to mutate the turtle. But I want to try doing it without the direction sheets, because I want to see how close this is to the originals. And if I mess up, I'll look at the sheet. But I don't think I'll mess up. And then we have the pamphlet for the new T-Machines. The T-Machine pamphlet has all the T-Machines on this side. And then the inside is the Half Shell Heroes pamphlet. And then we have this paper right here. Just keeps growing and growing with all the different characters in there. It is becoming a maze. Of course, it has the T-Machines, it has the movie Turtles, and it has the Nickelodeon Turtles and the roleplay gear. This is just full of all this turtley goodness. I love these papers. I really do. I'm so happy that they still make these for the Turtle toys. Here's Mikey's chucks for this one. There's nowhere to put the chucks on his belt, and they don't really bend that easy. When I was taking them out of package, I thought they were a little bit softer of a plastic, but no, they don't really want to bend. I'm disappointed there's nowhere to put them on him, because that's how I normally store my weapons. Let's see if he mutates like he used to mutate back in the day. And there you have it, a mutated Michelangelo, and yes, he mutates like he did back in the day. There is quite a few differences. Oh, I forgot to put his tail out. The Does he have a tail? Do they have tails like the old ones did? Yes, he does have a tail hidden there. So the mutation process is that of the originals, which is completely awesome for those of us looking for the nostalgia feeling of the turtles. I like that. It reminds us what we had when we were kids. I still got mine, but it reminds us now that they still take this into consideration for the new generations. New kids that are getting into the characters. And I absolutely adore that. I think that is just one of the best features of the Nickelodeon for kids and the classic series toy lines. And there's Mikey. Now, how do the mutation toys line up to the normal toy line series? Because of the mutation, there is quite a bit of articulation in him with his ankles, his knees, his elbows, of course the top of his arms and his waist, and his head. He even has wrist joints. So that's actually very, very articulated for a mutation figure. For one of the extra toy lines. And of course, because these guys are so huge, they do need their own toy line series just to have a shredder that is the proper size to them. Because right now, he's as big as Dog Pound toy should be to little Mikey here. Or Leatherhead or one of the other characters. He's giant. I love it. I really do. So there is Mikey. Donatello! I'm not going to read over a box in which we've already had a look at. So I'm just going to crack him open and then get him out of package so we can see him with his other self. Now, while these ones do have the cool features, being able to mutate, they don't have the detail of the original toys. Donnie's box packaging thingy, showing him mutating. His name, the bottom part with the little barcode. Shows how to mutate him. Donnie's bow staff. And he also has 3 twist ties. There is something I love about this Donnie right away. This Donnie has the open mouth with the gap tooth. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Yay! Now we put them next to Mikey, and they are way too close to the same size. At least from the front. From the back, the shell's much larger on Donnie for some odd reason. Up front, I guess Mikey's big head makes up for the shell. Mikey should be, as noted with the first line of these toys, much shorter than Donatello. And now, the mutation of a turtle. They have fixed quite a few things with the mutations, like the shell snapping up there is much tighter than it was on the original Ninja Turtle toy line. That was much easier to kind of just pull out. Probably easier for kids, but it gets worn down in time, so having it harder right now means the toy will last as a toy longer with all of its working pieces instead of just demutating on its own. There's Mutation Mikey next to a mutated Donnie. And yes, I did remember the tail this time. Once again, no holster for his weapons. His bow staff cannot ride on his belt even when he's a normal turtle. Even as a normal turtle, he's quite large next to the original Donatello toy from this series. Unmutate Donnie. Do this properly. You put both those legs back inside his shell. Turn his tail back into the shell. I find it awesome that they do put the tails on these toys. And for those who are more into the Nickelodeon series and don't know much about the comics and stuff, in the original comics, the turtles all had their tails even as mutants. So, not many of the toys ever reflect this. I'm going to put Donnie's bow staff in his hand and set him next to Mikey. So now we got Don and Mike standing next to Don and Mike. Again, love the open mouth. So many of the toys closes Don's mouth because that detail on a small toy trying to get that gap in the tooth is not an easy detail on them. When they actually take the effort and put it into the sculpt to show the gap tooth, it makes me a very happy turtle fan. Next to pull out a package is Raphael. Raph looks very happy. I'm not used to a very happy Raph. It's definitely different than what I'm used to, but that's not a bad thing. Raph was actually the first of the Mutation Turtle toys that I've had my hands on. He's been sitting here waiting to be till his brothers were here to get opened. There we go, Raph. Get you out of there. His 2 booklets, plus his instructions. His paper, showing him mutate. Raph, barcode, all that fun stuff. And I am to expect now, automatically, 3 twist ties for the Mutation Turtles. Oh no, no, no. They had to be mean with Raph and put twist ties around his feet too. So, let's take that back. Raph has 5 twist ties. Oh, and his shell came right off as soon as I pulled them out of package. Okay, once again, nowhere to put the weapon on a belt. Of course, disappointment. He's a little bit stiff, but then again, he's been sitting inside that package for a while, waiting for me to get off my shell and do this review. This is a very happy Raph. He just beat the fight of his lifetime. He is so thrilled, and here I am going to take him and demutate him real fast. Flip the head around. Pull the legs out that are up in the top, the little flappy legs. Twist the tail around. Now his shell, unlike the others, his shell is really trying to twist too, which I'm not used to that little detail that's happening here. Put his arms in. Bring the back legs up to become the front legs. And he is definitely much tighter. And there is a mutated Raph. Really not wanting to be a normal little turtle. He wants to be able to turn back. Now, this is fun for kids who want to mess around with the idea of what would happen if a turtle gets demutated inside their play. Back in the original cartoon series, that was one of the fears that kept getting brought up. Shredder had a demutation ray, and he was going to use it on the turtles. Of course, the turtles wanted it to use it on Splinter to change Splinter back human. Shredder's line in that episode when he brings it out and points it right at the turtles. The turtles are like, oh, it's back to the fishbowl for us. That was Raph's line. And Shredder's, far from it. Tonight I dine on turtle soup. And that's where that line comes in at. After fighting with him, I just had to pull his head up a little tighter. And I got Raph's shell to stay on. And I will give him his size. Comparison. Raph is taller than Don. That's not right. Trying to make Donnie stand up a little bit more straight to make sure that is the case. Yeah, Raph does look taller than Donnie. Not right about that, since Donnie is the tallest turtle. Detail-wise, as I mentioned, he's very, very happy compared to his really angry self here. Both work. I've seen Raph happy, especially if he's winning a fight. But I've also seen him angry, which is how he is a lot of the times. You can't stereotype them because, well, Raph is Raph, and Raph has more than one side to him. Now, we have 3 turtles out of package from this series, and I want to open up Leo. This is the last of the mutation figures in this line. Of course, not the last mutation figure I have to review, because there's other lines of turtle reviews of mutation figures. There's the front of Leo's packaging, and Leo has 3 of the evil twist ties. This has got to be the smallest swords I've seen for a Leonardo, size-wise. Usually they get his swords right for the size of the actual turtle toy. But, these are like baby swords for him. This is how much Leo's swords are little toothpicks. Leo, can you hold giant Leo's sword and look like this toy actually belongs to you, not him? Why, yes. Yes, I can. This sword even looks too small for the Leonardo that is much smaller than the giant Leo. So the answer is, Leo's swords are weird. The others, the weapons at least sized up right, but that is an interesting thing that they've done with Leo. Of course, Leo has his 2 books. He has his instruction booklet. I haven't really looked at the instruction booklet, mainly because I know how to mutate them. But I'll read it just because. Step 1, open back shell. 1A, fold out legs. 1B, rotate tail down. 1C, pull out and rotate head. Squeeze side to open shell. Oh, I didn't know that part. Step 2, push in head to secure. 2A, fold back arms in back shell. 2B, close shell. 2C, rotate legs forward. 2D, tuck and align inside shell flaps into back shell as shown. For more detailed instructions, visit www.playmatestoys.com. And I'm sure they got actual videos on Playmates Toys on how to put these together, which would be better than my videos because this is just me playing around with the toys. That's them actually trying to teach. Squeeze the shell. That did come open a lot easier by squeezing the shell. See, I did not know that little detail. And then let's rotate these legs out and rotate the tail. Bend in the back arms. Once you've done one turtle, well, you kind of figure them all out. There. Put the little flaps back in. And then pull up their feet. I have a little mutated Leo. Okay, he's not so little. But his swords are. It's definitely a new sculpt, a new design for the turtles. I do not know if there's much of a new sculpt in the ways of the way the legs are from each other, bringing Leo back to his mutated self, which is how they mostly stay in my collection. But Leo looks more concerned in his face than he looks angry here. It's like he's not sure he knows what to do. It's that leader conflict, which kind of matches up to how he is in the series. They are kind of posable. I mean, even when they look weird like this, you can still have fun with some photo shoots with these turtles. Because they are very posable. You can have them doing all sorts of different stances and sneaking up on each other and just goofing off. I can openly state by looking at these hands that these turtles are in fact using the same mold for their body pieces. Their arms, to the point that their hands are actually the same. And that's why Leo has a hard time holding his sword in his left hand. Raph can't hold his side properly. Don can't properly really hold his bow staff in this left hand. The reason for that is just how they have it. You'd have to really fight to get that staff in there. And you can. I mean, there's even pictures of him out there holding the staff with both hands. But it shouldn't be that big of a fight to get your toy to hold his weapon. Their weapons are a bit small. I mean, mainly Don's bow staff here and Leo's sword. I love them. I cannot wait to be able to do some more photo shoots with them and try them in different poses. I probably won't use the weapons much with them, but I don't use the weapons much with my toys anyhow. I'm hoping that my Raph shell can stay closed like it has, because even though I had problems at the beginning, it is staying shut now. I just had to play around with the head a little bit more. The heads are all different sculpts. The shells are all different sculpts because they got each of their own belts. Even Raph and Mike have their own belts if you look at where the connectors are on these two action figures. The main things that don't have their own sculpts is the arms and legs. But, hey, if they can make the cost a little bit better for us by using the same molds in a few places, it works. And we still get awesome toys. I'm down with that. I can't wait to review and show more turtle stuff because you know me, I love Ninja Turtles. I especially love the stuff that Playmates Toys has been bringing out, and I can't wait to share more. If you have not done so yet, please make sure to check them out on all of their different social media websites from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you follow TMNT Play, you'll see more pictures, videos, commercials, all the different turtle stuff that you may miss out on otherwise. So make sure to follow them. Yeah, I do. I have it on all of my accounts. And I hope that you guys enjoy it too. Catch you next time here on Cowabunga Corner Reviews.